Let's get this video started. Because we back in the building. Yeah, we back in the building. We got to talk about this Big U. They got a 43 indictment page on them. 43 pages indictment on this dude. Now, remember about the Operation Draw? Yeah, the 43 pages. We're going to get to the news. We're going to get to the lawyer of all workers. He's going to break that. He's going to break it down to you clearly. Shout out to him. And we got to talk about this. Also, we got to talk about Adam 22 getting picked up. And he came back on his podcast yesterday, and he broke down about the feds action about the interview that Big U wanted down, that Loose Cannon was accusing and putting allegations and saying that Big U has something to do with Nip getting knocked off that day and all this. Now, I mean, remember that little clip that Loose Cannon and the whole internet, the whole internet blew up when Loose Cannon said Big U had something to do with it. Big U called him 30 minutes before Nip got knocked off. Yeah, the feds asked Adam 22 about that video. And Adam 22, we're going to get to that clip also. So we got a lot to talk about. So y'all already know we back in the building. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Let's get this show started, man. Rest in peace to my boy Nip also, man. Yo. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. We back in the building. So smash that thumbs up, smash that like button. It ain't gonna hurt your feelings. Ain't gonna cost you. Ain't gonna do none of that. That junk is free. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because I don't know what you're waiting on. Share this video. Keep that notification bell on so you know when I'm dropping my videos at all times. And shout out to my members. They got their membership. Shout out to Team Smoke Gang. Shout out to all my supporters, my smashing that subscribe button from day one till now. So support to all y'all. And I mean, definitely shout out to y'all, pardon me. And let's get this copyright out the way, because we got a lot to talk about. I don't drop about 2 videos earlier, so this is going to be the 3rd one we dropping tonight. So y'all already know the vibe. We on top on all topics, that part. Let's get this copyright out the way. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel, on this channel. Everything that I speak on over here is for educational and entertainment purpose. The clips and video also played that I play are also owned by the original creators. Let's get this out the way, man. Let's go. We back in the building. So we got this dude, long time Rolling Sixties neighborhood Crip leader, Big U, charged in 43 count indictments for the murder, extortion, fraud, and tax crimes. Big U. That's one of the pages that's showing you all the things. Y'all want to go see, there's other channels that break down paperwork. You know, you got different channels on YouTube. I don't be breaking down no paperwork over here now. We talk about the topics and talk about what's going on. That's what we do over here. But there's pretty much sure there's channels out there that read the whole paperwork and do all that. So they got this dude with the 43 indictment. I don't know how you're going to get out of this. Now, remember all that, they taking the black man down and this and that. Nah, let me tell you something. When they got the documents, they got the tax fraud, they got people that's being witnesses saying that you allegedly be involved in murders. Shout out to the kid down there, Ray Sean Williams down in Las Vegas. They bringing that up on the Big U situation also. Shout out to him. There was a kid that grew up with Big U on son that played he played in the NFL now. But Ray Sean ended up turning to a rapper, ended up being signed to Big U label. And next thing you know, they got a little altercation. Ray Sean did a little diss record. Next thing you know, Ray Sean laid down in Las Vegas on the highway. Shot. Ray Sean mom is, she's on people's neck about this. Next thing you know, allegedly, they say they got DNA from Ray Sean, according to matching Big U. I don't know yet. We're gonna find that out soon. But there's been a narrative on the internet saying that they found DNA on Big U under his nails or some shit. We don't know the truth yet. It's gonna come out though. But that's another situation. Then they got Adam 22. They knocked on his door. They want to talk about. They want to see the video that Loose Cannon was talking about with Big U called him 30 minutes before Nick passed away. This, that, and the third. Then I tell y'all, they was gonna bring up Nipsey Hussle situation on this case. I told y'all they was gonna do that. Because the simple fact that the way he was carrying himself after this situation, after Nick passed away also, talking about it the way he was talking about it. And then, like I said, you want to be this I mean, you're supposed to be this, activist and this gang member helping the community, but then on certain platforms, you still talk like you still active. That part. What are we talking about here, Unc? Yeah, if you don't check in, this gonna be a problem. Like what, nigga? Ain't you? You supposed to not be active, nigga. Why are you even talking like that on these big platforms? That check-in shit, they use that shit against them to the I don't know what mafia like, and that's exactly what's going on in this situation now. Let's get to the news first, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Rest in peace to Nip, rest in peace to Ray Sean Williams. Also, my condolences to both of their family, man. Let's continue, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Cash App is on the banner. You can donate also by the thank button.
This is my last video before I turn myself in.
Eugene Big U Henley posting videos to social media while riding in a van with his family on his way back to Southern California once he learned he was a wanted man.
It was all bull crap. I just need y'all prayers. I need y'all to... I don't even know what to say.
But the feds had plenty to say on Wednesday, announcing a wide-ranging RICO-style investigation, including multiple arrests of members of the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips, of which Henley was described as a leader, alleging a long list of federal crimes, including drug trafficking, conspiracy, fraud, and worse.
The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar, and a cheat.
They claim Henley defrauded celebrities who donated cash to his purported anti-gang program called Developing Options, also applied for grants and PPP loans, and used the money for his own benefit.
Mr. Henley.
Let's continue.
A nonprofit named Developing Options, which was set up to pull youth out of the gang life and promote anti-gang solutions. Yet Mr. Henley continued to personally orchestrate violent gang activity.
But Henley, seen here in artist sketches in a brief appearance in federal court this afternoon, insisted he's being targeted because of who and what he is.
I didn't manipulate nobody. I didn't steal nothing. We did PPP loans. We did 2 loans. And that's it, just like everybody else did. I didn't use no fraud. I didn't give none of no fake names. A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love. It's hard helping black people and not being hunted for doing it. But y'all sitting it around getting people in trouble. Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men who try to help their community. I ain't been nothing but a help to our community. But I guess it is what it is. This is the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can. You're just guilty because somebody else don't like you.
I sit back, I'll wait. I sit back, I'll wait. Yo, let me talk to you right quick, Now you're going to scream out, it's hard to help black people, this and that, and the third. Nah, let me explain something to you. Let me explain it clearly in your ear. Let this marinate in your brain and what I'm about to explain to you. If you don't want to listen, okay, I don't care, to be honest. But what I'm about to say is actually real, what I'm about to say. The reason why people is turning on you the way they turn on you probably because of fear, not love. That part. What are we talking about? I sit back. You run around here acting like you want to be bully of LA, Los Angeles. You're doing a check-in situation with regular film production people. We're going to get to that clip also. You over here trying to make everybody check in from hip-hop. Okay, that's a different story. You want to make them hip-hop niggas check in? Okay, you could do that. But see, when you go out of hip-hop and you start making everybody else check in, regular civilians trying to debo people, acting like you debo, making celebrities donate. You keeping some of it. Your documents don't lie. When people donate, or they do transaction donations through the wire, that shit doesn't lie, Unc. That's where they getting you at with it. They ain't looking at the paperwork from your program, your little football programs and this and that and the third. Remember, you got to do taxes at the end of the year of that. You got to do little documents and paperwork with certain things that you're running. Like your football program, like you're doing stuff like that. So they look at all that. They estimate all that. Then you got the people that scared you. They don't love you, they fear you. Why wouldn't they start talking and get your ass up out of here so they ain't got to worry about you for the next 5, 10, 20 years? I said that. These are civilians we talking about. We even talking about niggas in the streets also. Oh, we can get to that part. Them niggas fear you out the... You don't think them niggas happy now you out the way now? Because, man, let me tell you something. When Nip was alive, a lot of people loved Nip. They didn't fear Nip. Nah, but Nip ain't no big nigga. You know, he ain't big. He ain't this and he ain't walking around like this. And man, listen, let me tell you something, man. The skinniest tall niggas, them niggas be shooters, man. Them niggas be feared out there in them streets, man. So many skinny, man, listen, that part, what we talking about. So it don't matter what size, short, tall, big, hustle. I mean, it don't even matter, pause. But the story, what I'm trying to explain here, people didn't fear Nip. They love Nip. So the people that love you, they're gonna ride out for Nip, that part. But see, but when they got somebody like a Big U that they actually fear, and consequences comes behind because what he's saying, this, that, and the third, oh, you ain't gonna last long walking around these goddamn streets. He's either gonna allegedly knock you off or allegedly get your ass up out of here and send you to jail. Because when you start messing with people's businesses now, it's different when you got the street and corner niggas and the banner, the family fearing you. It's different. Okay, that's a different little ball game right there. That's street politics. But when you start crossing over, getting into that industry world, messing with people's business, deboing them, telling them what they got to do to pay a percentage, this, that, and the third. Now, these are all allegations and rumors we've been hearing and narratives about Big U for the last couple of years. I sit back, I'm not lying about this. He basically was like the second coming of Big Suge, of Suge Knight. Am I lying? But see, Suge had a little bit of love at the end of the day also. A lot of people love Suge too. A lot of people fear Suge. It seemed like with Big U, it seemed like a lot of people feared him more than they loved him. Because when you got people like Nip, who used to deal with you, and then start talking about the business-wise, the business mind state used to be on, trying to mess people contracts and deboing them, and then you got people coming to Cali, like a Rich Homie Quan. We're going to get to that clip when Rich Homie Quan said, nigga, once I landed, these niggas knew everything about what I was doing. When you got people and then you're approaching niggas like Rich Homie Quan and celebrities like, yeah, you know, we know you stay at the hotel. We know you do this. That's mafia-like. You putting fear in people's heart. You shouldn't tell them where they staying at. You shouldn't tell them like, yeah, I know what car you pulled up. I know what hotel you staying at. Like, what, nigga? Of course they're going to turn their back on you. Because they looking like what else more you could possibly do to me if you know all this information when I land in L.A. Oh, that shit could go left. Next thing you know, you could backdoor me and get my ass up out of there with all the information you know about me. That's what I mean when people fear them more than they love them. Come on, man. You can't make this up. Let's get to the let's get the lawyer for all workers, though. He gonna break this 43 indictment page on this nigga Big U. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. This shit is nasty work. But this happens. See, this only happens when you only put this on yourself. When you try to run something like a mafia, and you try to run around here like Debo and got everybody checking in, and then you on all these platforms talking about niggas got to check in or there's going to be a problem. That shit came out your mouth. Pause. What we talking about here, Unc? You said this on plenty platforms. Nobody else ain't said this but you. Oh, they don't check in. There's going to be a problem then. Nigga, that's a threat, nigga. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Counts. This seems different than what we heard a couple weeks ago of 16 people arrested and charged as part of a different gang indictment. Here, what they're saying is the Big U enterprise, along with his 5 associates, yes, Termaine Ashley Williams, a.k.a. Loose Cannon, is alleged to be part of this enterprise. He's part of the robbery angle. There's a lot of charges. Let me take you through the primary charges. The first, the Fed's favorite, it's a criminal RICO enterprise. What are they involved in? Robbery and extortion. I don't know if you've heard anything about Big U and his cohorts extorting people, but the Feds seem to think that what you may have heard is true. There's transportation for prostitution, there's bank and wire fraud, you have tax crimes, obstruction of justice. Now, there's a number of different schemes that they're saying the Big U enterprise engaged in. One of them, you've probably heard of it, is the check-in extortion scheme. You're an out-of-town celebrity or a gang member and you want to come to LA, well, you better get permission from Henley, according to the Feds, because a failure to result
A failure to check in will result in robberies, assaults, or worse. They reference that the check-in podcast, I haven't seen it, I don't know if you've seen it, please direct me to the check-in podcast, was used to legitimize this practice. The other charge, the murder of a rapper in Las Vegas. R.W., the rapper, was with Unique Music and allegedly murdered by Henley after perceived disrespect. The feds say they have surveillance, cell phone data, and family interviews that all point to Henley as being the last person seen with R.W., the murdered rapper. And they say that there was an alleged cover-up where Henley and his associates went into the studio and got the surveillance tapes right before the murder happened. There's armed robbery of a marijuana dispensary. Henley allegedly ordered the robbery of a dispensary where an extortion victim worked. After the robbery, the victim was invited to Henley's home and told, "That's how you rob yourself."
I sit back, I'll wait. Let me tell you something about Big U. You got too greedy, champ. You should have stood in that lane, been quiet. You got too greedy. Once you felt that power and you felt the power you had, you felt people energy that was fearing you in the industry, you started doing big chugs. You was doing shug status, but 10 times worse, man. And then they got this nigga with the prostitution order. You know, that's that Diddy shit and all they hit with Diddy with. You know, you flying people across states and all that. That's what they hitting them with also. Then you got the extortion. Then you got the fraud with the tax and the documents and all that. People handing you money and transaction, wiring you money, and some of that shit you pocketing. Then you got witnesses turning states on you. Then you the last person with Ray Sean down in Las Vegas. They got you on data, man, on the phone. They got you. You know what data is, Onk? Meaning Big U. You know what data is, nigga? That's the cellular towers and shit like that. They got you last with this nigga down there in Vegas before he passed away when he was slumped on the highway down there. They got you. Yeah, I don't know how he gonna get out this shit, to be honest. Then when they bring the Nipsey shit, hopefully Eric Holder probably start talking now that Big U locked up. Who's we to know? They can send Eric Holder to a whole PC prison. They got a whole bunch of them shits down there, believe me. Get a little time cut, nigga. Yeah, Big U was behind this. You know what I mean? We never know. Eric Holder might snap out of that shit, start talking soon. We never know. Oh, but they did question Adam 22 about that Nipsey Hussle situation, though. Let's continue with the lawyer, though. He gonna break this shit down a little bit more to y'all. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Y'all know the vibes, man.
Invited to Henley's home and told, "That's how you rob yourself." There's allegations of ongoing robberies and threats by Loose Cannon. They say they allege that Williams continued violent behavior, including a recent pistol whipping that was caught on video. Then there's extortion of business owners. Victims were extorted for thousands per month with threats of violence or robbery if they did.
I'm going to stop it there and we're going to go back to the lawyer. Then I just said this about 10 goddamn minutes ago when he was out of pocket now. You treating, this nigga was treating regular civilian businesses that got business on a block, or they want to claim that's their block when they own no real estate. That's the shit that kills me about this little banner shit too. They be claiming them blocks but don't own not one store on that block. But see, they take, that's extortion. You going in stores and regular pop and mom stores and probably, up middle class stores around the area, around LA, around the 60s block and all that, Slauson around there, and you telling people they got to pay tax every goddamn month. I sit back, I'll wait. What y'all think about that? See what I mean? People feared them more than they love them. Nick brought the whole goddamn complex. You think Nick was taxing people that was renting them stores out of that complex? You think them people, they had their money every day, correct every month? You don't think them people money was short sometimes at the end of the month? Let me guess what Big U would have did if he owned that complex where the TMC store was at, where Slauson was at, and what Nick owned. Oh, let me guess what Big U would have did if them renters that rented the store in that complex would have came up short with their money. This nigga would have went crazy on them probably. But see, it's the difference. When they fear you, when they love you, Nick would have told them, okay, I got you. Just make sure you don't be too short on the next follow month. Or make sure you got that on the next month. That's the type of shit Nick was to do probably. You never heard people say Nick was a bad business partner and all this, but you hear that about Big U? For fear. You extorting you extorting people that got businesses that's trying to make a living according to the documents. and the witnesses, these are civilians that's coming up saying this, you extorting them and telling them to pay you every month for a fee for protection? Nigga, this ain't the 1980s. Niggas in the 90s, nigga. Yo, Big U was treating this shit like this the 80s and the 90s, man. Where these businesses really needed protection in the neighborhood because they was getting robbed all the time. Not saying that shit don't happen, but it doesn't happen more like it was in the 90s and 80s in certain areas, man. What we talking about here? And you extorting people, got people paying a fee for you for that. That's where it goes back to what I was saying. People feared you more than they loved you, because if they loved you, they wouldn't have came up front beating witnesses or putting statements on your ass. Let's go back to the Lord. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. This shit is nasty work, man.
Invited to Henley's home and told that's how you rob yourself. There's allegations of ongoing robberies and threats by loose cannon. They allege that Williams continued violent behavior, including a recent pistol whipping that was caught on video. Then there's extortion of business owners. Victims were extorted for thousands per month with threats of violence or robbery if they did not comply. There's a human trafficking and a sex trafficking allegation where Henley paid people to transport women across state lines for prostitution. The feds say they've intercepted communications showing explicit instructions and references to sex work. There's fraud and embezzlement. They're saying that Henley used his nonprofit called Developing Options to fraudulently obtain grants. I think they're talking about PPP fraud or other COVID-19 related loans. There was the EIDL loan. And allegedly, he used fraud to obtain this stuff because he lied on the applications about what the enterprise, what the business actually did and who its employees were and how they were going to use the money. Then a nice little ending is, hey, after we announced the charges against him, he went online using somebody else's Instagram account. He got rid of his phones, stopped using them, and then went on somebody else's Instagram account and said, yo, my co-defendants, don't talk to them. They're losers. They're doing wrong. The feds seem to think that this guy was at the center of a criminal organization that's been running from 2010 to 2025. There's a probable cause affidavit. They said they've gotten all types of search warrants and subpoena returns in support of all of these crimes. The big question that I have that I can't understand is why are there only 6 people in this indictment? And then a couple of weeks ago, we got word of 16 that were rounded up and arrested as part of a RICO enterprise. Stay tuned.
Because the rest, let me answer that question to you. Shout out to him, lawyer of all workers. Lawyer of all workers. Shout out to him. He definitely be covering a lot of hip hop shit. So make sure y'all go follow him. Because the rest of them probably gonna turn their back and they snitching. That's what's going on. That's why it's only 6 probably getting indicted for that. And then the rest of them probably like, listen, I'll do anything. Just get these little bit of indictments off me and give me the less charge you could. That's what the rest of them other people are gonna end up doing. Big, you screwed up, man. You over here D-boying regular bombs and pop businesses and dispensaries, people that trying to make a living, feed their family. You talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna extort you if you don't pay a fee. Like what, nigga? Yeah, nigga, I'm gonna do the same shit too, nigga. When the feds come, yeah, get that nigga out of there, man. I'm trying to make a living for my goddamn family. I'm out the streets and everything. He walking in here talking about I gotta make a fee every month. How would y'all feel if somebody was doing that shit to y'all, one of y'all parents? They ain't got nothing to do with the streets. They making a goddamn living, and somebody just walking in, somebody you gotta pay a fee every month, or it's gonna be a problem. Like this the 90s and the 80s, or this is the crack era of the 80s or some shit like that. Like nigga, this ain't no. Like I said, he was doing too much. You should have stood your ass in that hip hop world, doing what you was doing with them niggas, checking in. Stop talking so much on these platforms, doing the check-in podcast. You was doing too much. Your name started going on. You and Loose Cannon broke out over money. Loose Cannon started talking about you on all these platforms, exposing you. The feds listen and watch all that shit, man. Let's continue though. Smash that like button because we ain't done.
I will say.
Now listen to academics talking to Whack 100. You think Whack 100 got something to do with this indictment too? Gassing up Loose Cannon. Yes. Yeah, nephew, what he said, nephew. You know, Whack 100 right next to Loose. Got the battery on that nigga back. And Loose Cannon just talking. This what DJ Academics is basically explaining to Whack 100 what he did. Put the battery on Loose Cannon back and had that nigga just talking. Like an energized bunny.
I will say some of what you may have done may have helped with the timing, right? I think you.
What's that?
I think you
What you
tipping
mean?
off Big U. I think that definitely
I
helped
did
with the timing.
what?
I think you going online and saying that, and the only reason I'm saying this is that if you ever read any federal indictment,
I did what? I tipped him off?
you tipped him off via
What
online.
did the lady say in the recording I sent you?
Well,
Please don't what?
please don't tell. But this is why I'm coming to this conclusion. So the way how these type of, especially murder, like we haven't seen the grand jury indictment. It has to go to grand jury. This was done through just a complaint, which means they usually go through this is a 4-year investigation. They're definitely going to grand jury. They only do, that's a quick way to get an indictment when an officer or an agent says, we need you to sign off on this, that we can arrest them. I think that they think Big U is about to be on the run, honestly. Why would he be on the run? Whack is on everywhere. Yo, they're coming. End of the month. Like, and I thought he was capping. So, again, we're going to see the real.
Still?
No, I thought it then.
How many times have I capped?
Man, you didn't like him, though. Plus, you're saying certain shit. I know you spoke to, or you had some information from the fam. Like, this is like, you should only know this if you're doing the investigation. But I get it. They told the people. So we're going to get the real indictment very soon.
Yeah.
But the way they did it is usually to prevent. They did it to Dirk because Dirk was going to board a plane.
Wag did gas him up, though. I ain't going to lie. Now we're going to get to Adam 22 when the feds asked him about that interview. Loose Cannon was talking about he was on the phone 30 minutes early when Big U called him, said, yeah, you know, Nip passed away, right? And then he called Nip. Nip's still alive. And 30 minutes later, that's when they passed away again. So Loose Cannon is saying, like, Big U predicted that shit that day somehow, some way, but he kind of predicted a little early. He wasn't on time. So this is Adam 22 speaking to feds, wanted to talk to him about this shit. Let's get to the clip. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know the vibes, man. Rest in peace of Nip, man. Light one up. Y'all know what to do.
I will say.
For the record. But this is the thing that my lawyer comes back to me with. She said the feds were interested in one thing and one thing only. Because in my head, I'm thinking they're going to want copies of the podcasts that Brick or Luce were on. They're going to want to make sure that there wasn't anything in those podcasts that was edited out. Now, anybody who knows me and No Jumper knows that we really don't like to edit things out. So the only stuff we're editing out is if it's like a 4-alarm fire, like, yo, we need to take this out. So I don't think there's ever been something that Brick or Luce told us that they needed us to edit out. But the one thing that the feds wanted was the cease and desist from Big U to No Jumper, asking us to take down the episode in which Loose Cannon first made the explosive statements that suggested that Big U had previous knowledge of Nipsey Hussle's death. For the record.
And if I forgot about that, I'm about to refresh your mind with the clip. Now, we all know, first of all, let's pedal back. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, Cash App is on. If you want to donate, it's on the banner. Also, you can donate by the thank button. You can do both. So smash the like, subscribe. Make sure you keep that notification bell on and share this video. But we all know, we assume allegedly, and everything I speak on is alleged, that Big U actually had something to do with Nip's situation because of how the video looked at, how Eric Holder approached him, how Cowboy was acting, how only one person is speaking about the nature of the conversation that he heard between Eric Holder and Nipsey, meaning Cowboy. Yeah, you know, I heard the nature of the conversation, but all of a sudden you walk off though, and you knew that conversation wasn't kumbaya. They wasn't too friendly. Because even when he pulled up, you even brought up saying that, yeah, you was airdropping hearing Ren Paul and Nip saying, yeah, who's that? Yeah, I think that's shitty cut. I wonder how this gonna work out. You said you heard Nip and Ren Paul saying that. That's an antenna red alert right away. So you know the nature of conversation, your antenna should have been up, champ. But it goes back to what I was saying about this Big U situation also. We all got a feeling, a quiet feeling he might have something to do with this allegedly. Because of the vibe of the situation him and Nip had, and the way situation, how Nip passed away, and then the own banner of the family actually knocked him off, one of their own members. And we all know it takes protocol to do some shit like that, or your ass won't be living at all. That part. What are we talking about here? I sit back, I wait. Why is that man still living? Don't wish death on nobody. But when you under the banner of the family of that street politics, there's protocol behind shit when you got to do stuff like that. And we all know that. An 8, 10-year-old kid know that shit. Let's get to Loose Cannon, though, speaking about that situation that Adam 22 just spoke about. Smash that light.
And I'm on a phone. He FaceTime me. So he FaceTime me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6 I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
And that's the situation that blew the internet up. That's the shit that Big U wanted that shit down. That's the situation that the feds woke up. They've been woke up since 2010, because they said they've been watching this nigga since 2010, 11. So that tells you right there. Remember, Nip was alive and everything around that time. He was a young Nip at that time, coming up. I'm going to play this clip where Charleston White basically is going to say what I've been saying with all my Nips videos. The niggas was jealous. They envied him. Then when you got somebody like that, it takes protocol to push that button for Nip to get up out of here. That shit just don't happen. You just wake up in the morning, don't eat breakfast, don't eat no Wheaties, nigga. Jump in the car with your little female, ride down by Slauson to the TMC shopping mall. Go get a hot dog and hamburger, whatever the hell this nigga ordered. And next thing you know, nigga, all right, I got like about 10, I got about an hour to still be living out here until I do this mission. That's a whole mission when you running like that, man. Even Black Sam know that shit. Dumb niggas, allegedly, Big U and certain people probably we don't know about in the back end, they felt like Nick was getting bigger than the program, which he wasn't. Because he always used to show love to the program, to the set, to the banner. Everything was all about 60s. I sit back, I'll wait. Then we always hear that in Nick Rhymes interviews. The nigga wouldn't even say Crip. He say 60s, nigga. So for him to have that much love and look what the love they gave back to him, it's crazy to me. That's how you know that's a protocol. That was a protocol mission. Somebody sent that man to go do that. They knew he was a crash out dummy. He had to prove himself for some shit he probably did. They were saying he was snitching. They probably told him, all right, do this, nigga, and you're going to still be part of the family. That part, what we talking about. We need you to do a favor for us. Meaning Shitty Cuz. Meaning Eric Holder. Because remember, there was allegations and narrative and a rumor that Eric Holder said, oh, he was snitching. And then Cowboy said, Nip never said that to him. And that's what get me mad, because how that damn conversation played out in that circle, we don't know. We only got one nigga talking, and that's Cowboy. Yeah, you know, never called him a snitch. I heard the nature of the conversation. That's Cowboy saying that BS. Protocol to send that man. You don't just say, and that's the money machine, and that man. Come on, man. That just ain't no regular junkie nigga, meaning Nick, nigga. He was helping a lot, providing a lot, helping the community. He was doing a lot. People wanted him out of here, nigga. That part. What we talking about here? And listen. Let's get to Charleston White. Like I said, niggas felt like Nick was bigger than the program. I don't understand that, to be honest. Wish this nigga was showing love to the program.
Big U a bitch. Nigga, everybody know Big U and Nipsey had an argument, homie. Everybody know Big U was shaking Nipsey Hussle down, making him pay protection fee. So that's Big U and Whack 100 game over there, homie, to protection fee. Nipsey Hussle got smart and say, nigga, I don't want to pay you $20,000 a month no more, nigga. And Nipsey Hussle come up dead. He lost his protection. Man, Big U wasn't shit till Nipsey Hussle died. Nipsey Hussle started rapping and he pull up with that Hollywood bitch Lauren London, Big U ain't shit in the hood when Nip come through the hood. The little homies ain't looking at Big U, they looking at Nip, cuz. When Nip pull up in that Rolls Royce and that platinum Jag, looking with all that chain on, Big U and them bummy. Who you think the little homies looking want to be like, homie? So now they had to get rid of that nigga. Yeah, Nip was getting bigger than the set, cuz. And don't nobody get bigger than the set is what I was told.
I sit back, I wait. Now, I'm not saying everybody got that mindset and they feel that way, but when you got certain OGs and certain niggas like a Big U with the reputation that's coming now with this 43 indictment, allegedly with all this extortion and all this shit he doing, this shit been going on for years. He even did it with Nick. That's why Nick faded away from that nigga. He got tired of that nigga extorting that nigga. What we talking about here? Come on, even Black Sam saying that shit. When DJ Khaled came to the hood, what they had to do? They had to front line that shit, meaning Nip, Black Sam, and they niggas. Because certain niggas ain't like that. They wasn't getting no money out of that, meaning Big U. Black Sam just ain't say the name in that interview, though. But he was talking about Big U. And maybe other certain people that's behind Big U. Come on, man. Like, when everything comes to the light, they're going to realize what type of slime ball shit this nigga was on. Nip pushed himself away, but Nip should have really pushed himself away and got rid of that store for Slauson. That was too much of an easy target on Nip, man. But see, Nip had too much love for them niggas. That was the goddamn problem.
Man, don't go low, nigga. Bitch, what you waiting on, though? You don't know what you waiting on, though, nigga. What you waiting on? You got to tell us what you waiting on. Yeah, my mama broke you with a
Justice for Nip.
Or your boy would have been there like, yeah, you got it. Everybody that was showing this shit.
You did. You did.
Now, remember when he was turning himself in? Oh, they try to take a black man down. You know, he want people to feel sympathy and feel sorry for him and this, that, and the third and all that. He was preaching for himself off his situation. Why you ain't preach for Nip's situation? And that's supposed to be your nephew. He was under your banner. Why you ain't preach for him? Why you got to laugh on the live? Why you had to laugh at the live? Now, there was allegations saying that he wasn't laughing about Nip getting knocked off. He was laughing about a comment people was trolling. I don't know how true it is. Maybe it is true. But it's a simple fact of even being on live and laughing about that. You should have said something. Justice will come for Nip. Why you ain't say that? Justice for Nip. Start laughing. Why you ain't respond back, say justice will come for Nip? It don't mean it got to be in a negative way. It could be in a positive way through the law. Come on, man. Like, I just don't understand this dude. I really don't. But when it comes to extortion, you extorting everybody. That's the problem. You even extorting film production people.
Movie production in the hood. That's how we do it, young man.
Top flight, baby. Security.
GB running this here movie set in the hood.
Come on out here.
Coming out here and checking in with GB, getting these movies done. You better know it. You know, sure. Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. We can make sure it's done. Movies, videos. But if you don't check it in,
Oh, well. Let's go check your ass out.
we gonna check you in, all right? We gonna check in all of your equipment.
See what I mean? Fear, not love. So when you're doing that to people, you talking, these are regular civilian people that's doing film production and all that. Talking about they got to check in if they're going to do a film around their hood, around their neighborhood. Okay, they could come to you and ask, like, if you want to be part of the film or some type of part of the production. But why they got to check in and give money like you extorting them? And the way you explain is extortion, mafia-like. It's not a friendly type talk. That's a straight extortion type talk, the way you explaining yourself. Doesn't take a 3-year-old to realize this. Now, peep this out. I played this in my last video with Rich Homie Quan. The way Big U came, yeah, we know where you at. We know what car you pulled up. We know everything. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all, man. This nigga was doing a lot of check-in shit and extorting people and letting them know in their face, nigga, we know you stay there. We know what kind of car you driving and all this. You want protection? You got to give this type of fee up. This how they running this shit with Big U.
First time I ever went to LA, I went out there to shoot the party video. Right. They knew what time I landed. They knew what hotel I was at before I landed. Listen, bro, the first time I go out there, so Fly with TIG, Fly was like, man, we gotta go pull up on Big U. So we're going to Crenshaw High School, but then he got the football kids out there. So my mind fucked up. It's my first time going out there. He was like, yeah, man, we knew what time you landed. I was like, oh yeah, this shit different. He was like, yeah, you in the hotel room. Then what you call it, get your bag, and your driver? I was like, oh yeah, this shit different. So at the same time, I said it to say, that checking in should be real. I ain't paid no money. All he wanted me to do was just take pictures with the kids, the football kids, and it be little shit like that. Like niggas be thinking check in, oh you got to pay. They just want you to show the community like you're still able to be reached. You know what I'm saying? So after that I went out there that time, I ain't never had no problems from that first time.
Rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan, but you know he lying. He know you lying. Talking about he just wanted me to take pictures with the kids and this and that. I ain't have to give no money up. No, nigga, he let you know what you was doing, what car you was driving, where you was staying, and if you want this protection, you gonna have to pay this little fee. And I want you to go take pictures with the kids and shit like that. Do that favor for me also. That's the type of shit Big U was doing to these niggas. There's way more niggas that saying shit like that, but not putting Big U name involved in it. Yeah, you know, when I go to LA, these niggas know where I'm at and everything. How many rappers y'all don't heard the last couple of years been saying that shit on certain platforms and interviews? I sit back, I wait. Come on, man. You was extorting people, man. And when you extort certain people, especially civilian people, making them pay fees every month and all that, around your neighborhood allegedly, oh, they're going to turn their back. Oh, they're going to put out statements, witnesses, all types of shit's going to come out. Because now you going out of board. You going out of line now. You going way out of hip hop. You trying to extort everybody now. People that's trying to make a living out here, man. But you want, oh, they trying to destroy a black man and this and that. Nigga, they ain't trying to destroy shit. You out here trying to destroy people for making a goddamn living, nigga. Come on, man. Let's cut the shenanigans out, Big U. For real, man. Let's cut it out.
Don't mean you made it. You know what I mean? Keep it 100. I'm gonna give you this message, real talk. I watched the nigga lose $1 billion. I like my brother Suge Knight. I watched the motherfucker travel the country. I like all the artists that done been rich and travel the country. I watched motherfuckers come and go in this business. I watched niggas get bags, hit houses, get $1 million and be broke. I watched motherfuckers make 15, 16 million and be broke. What you need to do is be careful who you stepping on your way up. In a, what they say, early rise, early to get tired, motherfucker. While niggas who working and working a steady grind is grinding and fully getting it. Self-preservation don't happen in one minute or one decision, my nigga. It's hard work. It come fast, it gonna go fast. Made it, don't.
That's all I could do is shake my head. Because when you on live talking like that, and then you acting like the people don't understand what the hell you saying, and then they're saying the Fed been watching you for several years. They got informants and all types of shit, witnesses and shit. People turning their back on you, putting statements saying that, yeah, you did do this, yeah, you did do this. That's all out of fear. So the way you speak on that live, that's like you throwing threats to whoever you was talking about. Nip at the time when he was alive or anybody else. You was throwing out threats. The way you speak. Instead of being on live, you should have just been quiet. Maybe all this shit wouldn't have crashed out on you. But now you got 43 indictment page for all types of crazy shit. Rest in peace to Ray Sean, rest in peace to Nip. You got the murder case down in Las Vegas with that dude the Ray Sean who grew up with your son. They got data. You was the last person with him. You got Eric Holder, all of a sudden he cool now. He don't want to talk all of a sudden. Like nobody ain't gonna send him to go do a mission. The way the whole goddamn video look like it's a straight mission. You got another nigga that's cowboy over here that really don't care nothing but himself and about the money. He ain't care about Nip, man. Nip was just a money machine to him. That's all that was. Yeah, I heard the nature of the conversation. That's his favorite goddamn word. You heard everything, but your antennas wasn't up. You went to go take a break though, right? Make sure y'all comment below. Give me y'all smoke. Give me y'all opinion. What y'all think about this Big U situation? If y'all think Nip's situation gonna end up plugging in with Big U now? Possibility. Never know. Eric Holder might wake up, snap out of it. Never know what can happen. But y'all heard Adam 22. They looking into it. So I'm out of here, man. Till then, to be continued with the Big U drama. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV, man. Salute, gang. I'm out of here, man. Rest in peace and Nip.